Hello YouTubers. So in my last video uh, I was showing the Aero Catch hood pins that I was installing. Had a couple questions about that. Basically the kit doesn't come with a stencil, but it doesn't need to because the ring right here pretty much is your stencil. So when I trimmed it, I laid it on the top. I found a spot I liked. On this particular car, 70 Camaro, when you install these, you're gonna have to actually make a spot for the actual pin to bolt up to. So there's not really a convenient spot. There is a hole in the core support here, right there, but if you use that hole, it will drop this thing like way over here somewhere. Or was over here? Yeah, it was like way over here somewhere. So I didn't like the look of that, so I decided I'm gonna move it back. So I measured and it came out to about 3.5 inches from here to there, and I just liked the way they looked in that position, so I decided to do both sides in that position. And like I said, I use this as a stencil. That's why you could see a little red on there from when I traced it out. And then I cut it out, used a hole saw to get this hole and that hole started. And then I used the saw to cut that. And I cut it out too small on purpose, so that way I could just take my grinder, sander, and just make it fit so it would fit nice and snug. Alright, and the trim ring on there. Now I'm not going to be able to use the screws that came with the kit because they're too short, and I didn't want to cut this off and just have one layer of sheet metal holding the hood latch on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in right here with a piece of metal. Fill it in right there on that side and on that side, and just, make it look nice and neat. Get some longer screws, and it's pretty much gonna sit like that on both sides. Yep. So it's really not difficult to install. And what I'm gonna have to do for the pin itself in the new location, it's gonna sit right off of this. So I'm gonna have to put a piece of metal here with some gussets, drill a hole, and put the hood pin right there, and it'll just hold on right there and be a lot more solid, and looks a lot better than this thing sitting way up here in front of the hood, so it just didn't look right there. So yep. So as far as the hood vents, they're pretty much ready for welding. So I have the only other issue I have that I'm working on right now is I don't want this to be so flimsy. So all the support underneath I'm redoing. So I cut these out, put a bead in them so they wouldn't be flimsy, they'd be kind of stiff. So I made them all too wide, too long on purpose. So after I bead rolled them, now I'm going to come in, I'm going to trim these to fit here. So these are going to fit on here. So I'm going to trim these to go here, and then here also. And then I'm going to have to trim them down, trim them here, and weld it. So it's going to be welded to this, and to that, and to this. So that piece is going to be welded here. It's going to be welded here and here to give this some more rigidity. Otherwise I just have hood vents that are just flapping all over the place. And on the back side, so instead of cutting this stuff out and just getting rid of it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to pie cut this right here, and then I'm going to bend this to its degree, and then I'm going to weld it back. I'm going to weld it all back together. So I just figured that might be a little, well, probably won't be easier, but it'll probably just look a little better when it's all said and done. And I'll clean all this up, trim all this down, and kind of make a smooth transition here on both sides. And just trying to make the bottom of the hood look decent without spending, you know, 6 months working on it. And obviously, yeah, it's going to need a lot of body work when I'm done. I'm not the greatest welder, and I know we're going to have a lot of warpage when I weld these pieces on here. But try to do the best I can. But in the meantime, that's what's going on, and I hope that helps you guys with the hood latches and why I put them where I put them. It's mostly for looks. I also have a couple little hairline cracks, and I've seen another hood from a second gen Camaro, same thing with these cracks right here, and I guess this is a common thing right there. So both sides cracked up pretty bad, so I'm gonna weld those up, grind them down, clean them up. And in the meantime, I want to show you guys something else I've been working on. Been trying to figure it out, so didn't mention it until I figured it out, and it was kind of easy. But my doors, if you look in there, look, that door latch looks kind of strange, doesn't it? That door latch is from a 2015 Camaro. And I got that sucker in here. It was a lot easier than I thought. So obviously I had to plug the original holes up. One was here, one was here, and one was very close to where this is at. And I had to drill these two holes here. So I'm just showing you guys that I got this one in, and I just got to do a few, had to do a few little modifications to make the lock work, and even the key works. And the door handle. And I was able to keep the original 70 Camaro door handle because I like the look of it. I didn't want to change it out and graft in, you know, the 2015 Camaro door handles. But these are 2015 Camaro door latches, and you know, that way I have the harness, I have the entire harness, the control unit and all. Should be able to get the power door locks to work with the key, with the remote. And yeah, it wasn't that difficult at all. So I'm going to go step by step with the other door when I get ready to do it. The only difference with the other door is on the 2015 Camaros, there is no key on the passenger side, only the driver's side. So I'm probably just gonna either keep the tumbler in the other door anyways, or smoothing out the hole on the other side. So I don't know, I'm still deciding on what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, it wasn't that hard. I had to modify the lever that goes on the tumbler there in the back, and then I had to modify the lever for the handle here. There's no clip, but yeah, there's a clip that goes there. I just don't have it on, and that's it. Just had to measure. Everything works on it right now, so pretty good. And then the cable, and since I'm doing custom door panels, I'm using the handle from the 2015 Camaro, so this, you know, this will work perfect. And next I have to fit the harness, the door harness in there, and I'm also gonna do a little trick with the window regulators. So I am gonna use a I think it's from Electric Life, the electric window door regulators. And gonna use the control unit from the 2015 Camaro window motors to control it. Not sure if it's gonna work. I'm gonna try first. So there might be a little amperage problem that might cause them to think they're always in pinch mode. I would think the older window regulator motors probably run on a little more amperage than the new ones. Not sure. Had to do some research and try to figure it out, or just have to wire it up and try it and see if it works, which I probably do. But yeah, when I start on the other door, I do a step-by-step how I got here. I was kind of excited that I got it in, and this was not too difficult, and everything just lined up pretty easy. I was kind of surprised, you know. Even this, I just had to bend this rod just a little bit, but it comes out like right here. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the striker, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to use the striker from the 2015 Camaro also on there on the door jamb of the 70 Camaro. And you know, have a modern door latch system, which I think is a lot better than the original door latches. Yeah, probably would have been easier to just use the original stuff and put a little motor in there, but I just thought this would be pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, so stay tuned for that video coming up in a couple weeks, and hopefully get somebody over here to weld this hood up for me soon. Alright, YouTubers, see you next time.